today on Divorce Court.
Malcolm needs to slow down with the flirting and the cheesing for all these women. Like, slow down, they not done to this.
I want the judge to tell Olympiada that she needs to start trusting me, and she needs to realize that she has a good man at home.
I'm 7 months pregnant with his son, and I want the judge to explain to him how he needs to respect his woman and step up as a father figure for my son. If the judge say we should break up, I'm done. I'm out. That's that.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Malcolm Virgil and Olympiada Jackson. The two of you have been together for a year. You are 7 months pregnant with your first child with him, and you don't want to be together anymore. We need to talk about some of the things that you want to separate. Before we do, though, Mr. Virgil, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me why you two are ending your relationship in the middle of her first pregnancy with your child?
Well, first, Judge, she does not trust me. She has major trust issues. She checks the phone constantly. When I'm sleeping, it's like she just goes through all of my stuff. She checks my receipts in the vehicle. She constantly tries to keep tabs to see what I'm doing, which gives, she doesn't trust me.
Now, Ms. Jackson, are you doing all that stuff?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever called him? Have you saw a message that wasn't cool, a text that wasn't quite right?
Just through the Facebook and text messaging.
You've seen him do some wrong stuff on social media?
Yes.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
What wrong stuff has he done?
A couple of his exes just, lying to them. I don't exist. I'm here.
You're 34 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
I got a son a year older than him. Love him to pieces. But I don't think I would find him terribly interesting, because he's 21. What's going on with a 34-year-old? What are you doing with
Well,
you're having a 20-year-old's baby. Walk me through that.
I understand that he's only 20, but at the beginning, I was led to believe he was 26.
Uh-huh.
So not true.
Right.
And by the time he told me how old he really was, my feelings was already there.
Mr. Virgil, did you in fact tell her that you were 26 years old?
I did, because I did not believe that we would have ended up where we were. I mean, it was just, we were working together, and I just felt like it wasn't her business at that time to know my real age. I mean, I didn't think it was going to go where it went.
And she asked you how old you were, and you just lied.
Yes, but when we got serious, I told her the truth.
Other than his cheating, let me ask you this, Mr. Virgil, other than the investigations that she's doing, what are your main concerns about her?
Well, one is her self-esteem. That's one of my biggest main concerns.
Tell me about that. How has that affected your relationship?
Well, man, I'm more of the type of person where I like to go and do things, and I feel like, I like to further my education. I want to eventually have a future, and I feel like she doesn't have that much faith in herself to, go on that journey with me, because of the past things that's happened in her life, and how people, has done things.
Does she simply not encourage you, or does she actively try to impede your progress by saying, don't go to school, don't do this, don't do the other thing?
No, she encourages me, but I just feel like we both have things that we need to work on before together we can be, where we are comfortable, especially with a child coming. And
well, what do you think she needs to do that she's not doing?
Well, one, I think she needs to further education, in order so she can get a decent job. And I think, it's a lot that she needs to do as far as that, when that comes down to that.
Ms. Jackson, you heard what he says. Does it make any sense to you?
No, because my work history is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And after I have my baby, I plan to go back to work anyway, so he can hold that.
Okay.
You can hold that whole conversation.
He seems to be saying that you're insecure. Do you feel insecure, unsafe? Because I got to tell you, women oftentimes, when they are with somebody significantly younger than they are, they do hold some insecurities about, am I pretty enough? Am I young? Because I'm competing with younger women. Do you hold any of those insecurities?
When he's flirting with these women, he makes me feel that way. It's like he's very
So you're saying
flirtatious.
it's his actions
Yeah.
that are making you feel
That
insecure.
makes me feel like I'm not enough.
Do you flirt and whatnot?
No, I'm just very charming. I don't, honestly, it's not an effort. It just happens, but honestly, I think it's just on a day-to-day life. You know, I'll give you an example. When we were actually at the hospital, I had an injury to my hand, and the nurse was wrapping my hand. She actually got upset because the nurse was doing her job and wrapping my hand and said that she would like to have left me at the hospital and got in the vehicle. And I asked her why, and she said because the way the nurse was looking at you.
Are you serious? Did that happen?
Yeah, I know. I know what you're supposed to do when you're wrapping a hand, okay? That wasn't just wrapping of the hand. That was flirting.
Show me how she was wrapping her hand. Why don't you just give me a demonstration?
You know how you're supposed to extend the hand. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to give it the little extra huff it needs. No, her boobie touching and he, ear to ear. Like his smile literally wanted to jump off his face and jump on hers.
Okay.
That's how I felt. So yeah, I felt like leaving him at the hospital.
I got you.
She wanted to have this baby, so I said, okay, well, I'm just gonna be a man and do it.
Somebody you've known 6 months wants to make themselves a permanent part of your life and take a significant chunk of your income for that child for at least 18 years of it, and you just do it on a humble? Were you surprised when you got into a committed relationship with him?
Not so much.
Did you ever trust him at any time during your relationship? Because we're only talking about a year.
I did the first 6 months.
For the first 6 months, you trusted him. And then you got pregnant by accident, right?
Well, no.
On purpose?
It wasn't on purpose. It's just, we wasn't using protection or anything like that. So I knew it was going to happen, so.
And you didn't care whether it happened or not? There was no, am I ready to bring a child into the world with this person? I've only known him for 6 months.
That thought wasn't on my mind.
What was on your mind?
If I have my baby, then I'll have my baby.
Is that what you were thinking too?
No, actually, I was not ready for another child. She told me that she did not want to, she wanted to have this baby. So I said, okay, well, I'm just going to be a man and do, and take care of my son.
Somebody you've known 6 months wants to make themselves a permanent part of your life and take a significant chunk of your income for that child for at least 18 years of it, and you just do it on a humble, knowing somebody for 6 months?
Well, Judge, we have several conversations about it, and she just seemed like she had her mind made up on what she was going to do, and I can't, so I...
If she's got her mind made up, but you're not ready, you run.
No.
It's not like you're obligated. Mr. Virgil, what I want to say to you is, because a whole different conversation with you, Miss Jackson, because you're 34 years old, and I think you know more what you want and what you're doing and all that. But at 20 years old, you can't let other people make those kind of decisions for you. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
You've got to talk about your economic status, your educational status. Am I ready? I already have another child. Can I afford it? Can I do this? Is this person somebody I want to spend the rest of my life with? Is this person someone I can successfully co-parent with? You got to do all of that. And you got to see if you're done running around. You got to see if you're done seeing the world. 20 is not for populating the earth. It's for populating your brain. You think his childhood is a factor in how he treats you? Or did I get that wrong?
I just feel like because of where she comes from and the things she's experienced, that's why she's the way she is. She just has a very, very, negative attitude towards things. She constantly, it doesn't matter what it is, she just finds the worst in it. For an example, we were at a restaurant, and if something small happens, like they mess up the order or something like that, I'm one of the type of people who I just, I let it go, as long as it's not my whole course meal messed up, but, something small. And, she just wants to make a scene.
A scene about it.
And I don't.
It's not really a scene if that's not what I want. I'm not going to eat it.
No, and you have an absolute right to send it back. But I think what he's saying is it's the manner in which you send it back. Are you angry and upset and agitated?
If they come back to the table and they got an attitude, yeah, I'm going to speak upon what's your attitude. I'm paying my money, so why can't I get what I want to eat? Mm-hmm. That's just plain and simple. That's not me being, I want to speak to the manager. No.
Okay.
I'm not hyper with it, but,
I got it. We'll explore that a little bit more.
When she gets angry, it goes down. Like, I've come home to my bed being flipped upside down. I've come to a broken TV, and she has no problem destroying things.
Ms. Jackson, would you like to respond to that? You say she has a negative attitude about everything. We talked about the food a little bit, but you call her the silent assassin. Why don't you tell me about what the silent assassin is and what she's done? Why you call her that?
Well, because when she gets angry, it goes down. Like, when I say down, I mean down. I mean, for an example, I've come home to my bed being flipped upside down. I've come to a broken TV, and she has no problem destroying things. That's how she gets her anger out, I guess. She's very, very rough.
Very, very rough.
Very rough.
Ms. Jackson, would you like to respond to that? Is he inaccurate in his description?
Oh, no, but I figure I'll tear the furniture than tear him.
What kind of things can take you there?
Well, actually, the reason why that all happened is, I was going through what I was going through. I just lost a baby. He got women on voicemail, so.
It wasn't
that's
women.
Basically where that.
It wasn't women. It was co-workers, but okay.
I see struggle over there. I see hurt. I see anger hiding a sense of fear. Woman to woman, what's happening? How you feeling? Do you feel safe in his care? Are you comfortable with where you are in life? Do you feel secure economically?
I feel safe at times, but secure not so much.
Tell me, why is, you know what? Because how you feel will bubble up and determine what you do. If you don't have it in hand, can look at it, call it what it is, and tame it if it's not letting you do what you need to do to get where you want to go. This is a moment in time when you can make a decision, irrespective of him, about what it is that's handling your life that you can't handle. What do you think it is?
I guess just being alone.
Being alone? Have you most of your life been alone? Did you grow up in a stable family?
I mean, it was pretty stable, but I was always the black sheep.
Black sheep, in what way?
Not so much as nobody wanting to, just be there for me when I need them to be there for me. He does that sometimes, but sometimes it's just like, whatever. And when he be like that, that makes me want to just, grab my bag and just go about my business. Give
me an example of some time when he's just like, whatever, when you need his support or for him to be there for you.
Like when I lost the first baby.
His baby?
Mm-hmm.
How long after you had you got pregnant for the first time?
About 10 months. I mean, we didn't know. To be honest, the first time I was pregnant, we didn't know until I got to the hospital. But after the surgery or whatever, it's just like, whatever, I got to go to work.
Right.
Or, like, I understand he had a definite family. He had to leave. I just felt alone.
Yeah. Mr. Virgil, do you think your age has anything to do with your response to her pain or your failure to respond to her pain? Or do you think at 20 years old, you're old enough to deal with a full-grown woman that has needs and to support her the way she needs to be supported?
Well, I believe I can. You know, the way I grew up was I basically raised myself. So I know how to fend for myself and for others. I've always, my age would make a difference. I've always dated people her age, you know. I don't think that has anything to do with it. So
you believe that you've had the experiences and the life lessons of someone much older than you. That's why older women appeal to you, because you've been on your own for so long.
Yes.
And in a home that did not support you, so you had to support yourself.
Yes.
Okay, I get it now. Ms. Jackson, I want you to leave here smiling, hopping, and popping. I want you to leave here feeling good about yourself. I want you to leave here, pass by a mirror and say, And then I want you to walk out that door and have a destination. What do you want to do in life? Where you want to go? Where you want to be? What would excite you?
I mean, I just want to just be happy, be a good mother. If by myself, then by myself.
But you know, there could be more than that. You know that there's this whole big, bad world out there that has a whole lot of stuff you can do in it that can be exciting and fun and you can enjoy. Places you can go, you can learn things, you can do things, you could get professions, you can become all different kinds of things if you work towards it. Do you see anything past relationships that would make you happy and whole?
Becoming a nurse.
Nurses make good money. Nurses are in short supply. Nurses are about caring and taking care of people. And I think you would be very good at that. I think you got a really soft, sweet heart in there. So when you leave here, why don't you look into that? Do you see what I'm saying?
I actually already started looking into nursing.
Has she started looking into nursing?
Yes, she has. We're actually doing it together.
And you're supporting her in that?
Yes, absolutely.
And you're doing your job on that?
Yeah.
And where are you headed?
I'm actually going to be a CNA, nursing assistant.
So she's going to be the nurse and you're going to be the nursing assistant?
Yeah.
Listen, you two, you're at the precipice of doing something that's going to make you much more happy and fulfilled than you are today. You two have clung to each other because you're both coming from broken circumstances and you're building a home together. You might have done it a little backwards, but there you are. As long as your life is not solely about a relationship, as long as your life is about several different things, one of them is your education and what you're going to do and what you're going to pursue, and supporting one another in gathering that information and that education, your life will become more full, more happy, more whole. You'll be better parents. You'll be more energized about your life. And I want you to feel good when you get up in the morning because you got somewhere to go, something to do, something to challenge you, and something that you can achieve and beat. You know what I'm saying? You with me?
Yes.
You with me?
Yes, I am.
Don't leave each other. You got a baby there to go together, and you've got a good idea about your heading somewhere. Keep moving forward. You got me?
Absolutely.
This matter is adjourned.